Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I have a question to ask you today. Have you ever really stopped and thought about what is stopping you or keeping you from reaching your goal? Not just in weight loss, but in anything. But have you really stopped and thought about it? Like, really thought about it hard? We're going to talk about that in just a minute. We'll be right back. Well, hi again, everybody. My name is Sue from sueslimsdown, and I'm posing a question to you today. What is stopping you from reaching your goal? If you remember from a few videos ago, I told you Fat Dag was back, and I was listening to a lot of his podcasts again, and he had posed 5 questions to us. And I believe this was question number either 2 or 3. What is stopping you? So, I know that the answer is different for everyone, but the last couple days, I didn't put a video up yesterday because I have been giving this a lot of thought about what is stopping me. I've been actually looking at 2 things: what's stopping me and what's motivating me right now. So, what is stopping me? I actually got out pen and paper and I wrote this down. And I encourage you to do the same. Not my answers, but for you, what is stopping you from reaching specifically your weight loss goal? And these can, what's stopping you that's a question you ask in every aspect of your life. You know, I have a goal that I want to be here at a certain age, or this is a certain career goal I have. But right now we're talking about weight loss. So I wrote these things down for me. So one thing that is stopping me is that I give in to cravings. And sometimes they're not even cravings. I see something on an advertisement that I think, oh gosh, that sounds good. Let's go get some, especially if it's ice cream. Another thing is thinking I'm hungry when in reality I'm thirsty. I actually had a big battle with this last night. And I try to stop eating at 7 o'clock just because I like that big break between my last meal of the day and my first meal of the day. But it was around 9 o'clock. I happened to look at my calorie count, and my calorie count was super low, like around 1,000 calories. And I thought, this is not good. I need to eat something. And I could have gone for the chips and salsa. I didn't. I did something else. But it was late, and so my scale was up this morning. Looking back at it, yes, I needed more calories. So I don't feel bad about eating what I ate, which was just a little bit of a chicken breast. And I had a snack with one of my WIA multigrain crisp breads and a Laughing Cow cheese. That wasn't bad. And so I didn't blow it on, like I said, chips and salsa. I really could have. Or even nachos. But I think looking back, I just was really thirsty. I did need some extra protein. I was low on my protein count. So anyway, last night was unusual. But a lot of times I'm thinking that I'm hungry, or my body's trying to tell me I'm hungry, when really I just need to drink more water. And admittedly, I have been down on my water counts last few days. Matter of fact, yesterday I did have one of those bubblies, and it seems like whenever I drink anything carbonated like that, I actually get more thirsty. So I don't know if that is the same for you, or if it's just, my weird body. So, but anyway, I wrote that down on my list, thinking I'm hungry when really I'm just thirsty. Another thing that has been stopping me is by going with the flow. So, like when in Rome. So, if I'm around people, and I don't have that so much since I've been out here in Oregon, but especially at the campground, I was around people that we'd bring in things in the office, and instead of giving myself permission to say no, I would, say, sure, I'll have some of that. So going with the flow, sometimes in life you have to, but when it comes to weight loss, I think maybe not so much. For me anyway, because I get in front of certain foods and I can't control myself. Chips and salsa is one thing. I can't do that. Or like if you're out to a restaurant and everyone's ordering all these big, fatty, creamy pasta dishes and everything, and you had in your mind, I'm going to have a salad, and then you start listening to everybody's menus or orders and everything, and then you change your mind, you're going with the flow, thinking, okay, well, you're having pasta, I'll have pasta. That type of thing. That's gotten me into trouble, and it's kept me from reaching my goals. So, and it goes along with the next thing I wrote down, being in the moment with friends and families. Now, we got a big holiday coming up next week. So, yes, we need to be in that moment and be able to have a nice time with our family or your friends, whoever you're spending Thanksgiving with. It doesn't mean we have to be in the moment with all the food. A friend of mine sent me a text message and said that she is taking to dinner for Thanksgiving a half cup measure, and she's decided she'll have a half cup serving of everything. I think that's an awesome idea, and that's standing up for your rights. That's standing up for your needs. So that's one thing to think about, I haven't come up with a total plan yet for Thanksgiving, but I will tell you this, and I'm kind of veering off the subject here a little bit, about back in 2019, I had really, really started to do well on the Weight Watchers program. And it's like it wasn't until like the month of November when I really got my butt in gear, and Thanksgiving was coming up. So I made it through Thanksgiving without gaining weight because, I was working at Walmart at the time. I had to work part of Thanksgiving Day. All my kids were home, and they took care of preparing the meal. I told them what I needed. I told them I need this many ounces or grams of this food, and that's what they had served up for me when I got home from work. So it seems like whenever I have started to really watch what I'm eating just before a holiday, I tend to do well. It's when I've done really poorly up until the holiday that doing poorly kind of continues. So being in the moment, yes, celebrate time with family and friends, but it doesn't mean I have to be in the moment and eat exactly what they're eating. And the other next thing I have is not standing up for my needs. So, if you have a pumpkin pie in front of you, now I'm talking about me. I have a pumpkin pie in front of me. I love pumpkin pie, and I know that I could decimate that entire pie by myself. And I would load lots and lots and lots of whipped cream on top of it. That's not what I need. It's what I might want, but that's not what I need. So this Thanksgiving, I'm taking a 0-point pumpkin pie with me. And I'm going to take some of the, if I can find it anyway, some of the almond milk Ready Whip, because that is actually lower in points than the fat-free Ready Whip. So, just one moment. I don't know who that was coming in from. But anyway, so that is standing up for my needs. I'm not sure exactly what my cousins are serving. I know Emily said she was going to make a kale salad. So that's doable. I can eat the kale salad. They're not having turkey. I do know that. I think they're going to do a brisket. But I am going to take my food scale with me. So that's how I'm going to tackle it. I'm just going to do what I normally do every day. I'm just going to weigh and measure everything, and if they ask me why, I'm just going to say I'm on a weight loss journey, and this is what I need to do right now. So I'm taking my own, we're going to be there for a couple days. So I'm taking my fat-free half and half with me to have with my coffee in the morning. So those are just a couple of things that I'm doing. I'm making a plan. This, we're going to be in touch with them over the weekend and get more details on what they're serving. So I'm going to make a plan. I'll have time to make the plan before I go there. So next thing that has been keeping me is not defining my needs and my wants. So like I said, I might want that pumpkin pie. That's not what I need. And yes, it's one day. And people, if you go off the rails on Thanksgiving Day, it's one day out of your life. One day. You have 355 more days. So, I'm not trying to guilt shame you or anything. So, if you have had planned a day where you're going to go and enjoy the day and not worry about tracking, that's great. And you need to do that. I just know that I'm not going to be able to, because if I get back from that, 4-day holiday or 3 days, however long we're going to be gone, and I step on the scale and there is a 4 or 5 pound gain, I am going to feel awful about myself. Some of you may be able to handle that. Right now, where I'm at in this stage of my weight loss journey, I know that I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to do everything I can to stay on plan on Thanksgiving Day. If I go over points, by, 5-6 points, I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to make a plan. So defining our needs from our wants. Nighttime snacking. Do we need the nighttime snack? Or do I need that second cup of coffee loaded with cream? Or do I need that Starbucks latte that has, or that peppermint white chocolate mocha that is, I love it. But I found a copycat recipe for that, by the way. So anyway, define your needs and wants. And that's one way. If that's stopping you from reaching your goal, that's one more tool in your toolbox. Next thing I wrote down was not being proactive. I am really good at this sometimes. So, and by being proactive, I mean like meal planning your grocery list around that meal plan, actually sticking to your meal plan and not giving into those nighttime feelings of, oh, I did the grocery shopping, but now I'm just really too tired to cook what I just spent $200 at the store on. Let's go out to eat. Be proactive and say, no, we're going to eat here. This is what I have on my meal plan for tonight. This is what I'm eating. Let's see. Look at the restaurant menus ahead of time if you do go out, and decide before you eat what you're going to have. Order first so that you're not listening to everybody else around the table or even in the next table over. I do that sometimes when I'll go into a restaurant. I have in mind exactly what I'm going to have, and then I'll look at a table over and think, oh, that looks really, really good. I think I'm going to have that instead. Stand up for you. Be proactive in what you need. Another way to do that, let's see, and make a plan for get-togethers. I have that, which is what I'm working on for Thanksgiving. So all these things are things that have been keeping me from reaching my goal. And once you get off track, and you're off track for a long time, it's hard to get back. I have been trying to get back at this weight loss thing now for 2 years, because I really got off the rails there in 2022. And it's been 2 years coming with me refocusing. So, like I said, I'm hanging out with people that I used to hang out with now. Like, I'm listening to a lot more of my old YouTube friends, and listening to podcasts that I used to listen to keep me motivated. And I'm going to the WW virtual workshops, and I'm popping in on several of them just because I like to see the different coach approaches. And going to some of the community ones, like I went to one, popped in on one yesterday that was for people that needed to lose overall 100 pounds or more. Well, I'm in that category. I don't have 100 pounds to lose anymore, But when I started out, that's what I had. I had like 140. But so I'm starting to hang, like what I call them, my friends again, because like minds influence one another. And it helps. I've been going back and watching Carrie's old videos, Weight Watchers with Carrie. I've been watching Sandy's old videos. Not to say I'm not watching her current ones, but I'm watching her old videos. Joan's Pointed Plate, I'm watching her old videos. Barrett, Pastor, I've been watching a lot of her stuff. And so I'm hanging out again with the people that I know motivated me and inspired me to stay on track. So that's no longer something that I'm willing to give up. So I want you to take out a paper and a pencil or pen and write down all the things that you believe are stopping you or keeping you from achieving your goal. Make a list. And then after you make that list, in the next column over, what can you do to fix it? There's always a fix. Great things about Weight Watchers, if you're following the Weight Watchers plan, is that every day is a new day to start over. And believe me, there are days when I am really, really good. Breakfast and lunch and dinner rolls around, and it's like, I think I mentioned this to you in my last video, diet fatigue sets in or something. Like, oh, I'm just so tired. I'm tired of tracking. I'm tired of weighing and measuring. I'm tired of being accountable. So, I mean, the best gift you can give yourself is to be accountable to yourself. Even if you have tons of people around you and they're saying, well, what are you doing? You're being accountable to yourself. You're doing what you need to do for your own self-care. And, sometimes the one thing that Weight Watchers has right is that weight loss and mental health and self-care all go hand in hand. You have to take care of yourself. No one's going to do it for you. And I said in my last video, the only one that's going to show up for you is you. So, if you're in a room full of people and you are going to go into the kitchen, whip out your weight scale, and you're going to weigh and measure everything, so be it. You are taking care of yourself. It's like your dose of medicine. You don't need to be embarrassed by it. You don't need to make excuses for it or justify it in any way. You are doing what you need to do to take care of you. It's for your own well-being, and it's for your physical and mental health. So start doing it. And I'm preaching to myself right now, but there's nobody that knows better than you what you need. There's nobody better than you that knows what your mental and physical health is right now. There's nobody better than you that can work on it. So do the things that you need to do and don't worry about what anybody else thinks or says. So Thanksgiving's coming up, and you're going to be around more people than what you normally are. Your routine's going to be disrupted. Do what you need to do to take care of you. If you need at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to sit down in your lazy boy and put your feet up with a cup of hot tea or a Premier Protein, do it. Take care of yourself. So, all right. Well, that's kind of my talk for the day. This is actually covering my food that you're going to see from the 19th and the 20th. So what's today? Thursday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, because I didn't get a video up those 2 days. So go ahead and look at my food. Drop your comments below. Send me an email. If you want to visit my sueslimsdown with WW page over on Facebook, you can send me a message there too. And let's do this together. Let's motivate one another again and cheer each other on. I will try to get a video up later today again with what I'm eating today. I am going to try to add more protein today. I was low yesterday, and I definitely was low on calories. I only had 13 points yesterday, But when I looked at those 13 points, it was like just barely over 1,000 calories. And I knew then I needed to bump it up. And so my weight was up this morning. I didn't bump it up soon enough in the day. And so I'm really working on that today. I really think it's not just exactly, it's not altogether what you eat, it's when you eat. So, and if I eat too late at night, and I'm talking about me for my body, if I eat too late at night, like past 7 o'clock, then I have trouble on the scale. So, all right, here's my food, and I will see you hopefully later again today in my other video. Bye-bye. My breakfast this morning is an omelet. So I have 1 egg and some liquid egg whites in there. I also have some leftover ground turkey breast, 90 grams of that. That's all 0 points. I've got some peppers and onions, also 0 points. 1 slice of Velveeta, which is 1 point. And then my banana weighed out at 111 grams. That's 0 points. And also in the egg mixture, I have 31 grams of fat-free half and half. I thought I was pouring in the egg whites, and I was pouring it in half and half. But I did have another 30 grams of fat-free half and half in my coffee, total of 61, still only 1 point. So I have a total of 2 points for breakfast. For lunch today, I'm just having, I don't know if you want to call this a tostada or not, just cheese tostadas, I guess. 2 of the Mission white corn tortillas for 3 points. A 1/4 cup each of fat-free cheddar and fat-free mozzarella, and with just some onions and jalapenos and some salsa. That is all 0 points. The like I said, the cheese is 1 point each, so 5 in the tostadas, and then I'm having an orange with it, which is also 0 points. So I have a 5-point lunch. This takes me to 7 points for the day. For dinner tonight, I'm just having a chicken breast. It's 132 grams, 0 points on that. Topped it with some Frank's hot sauce, also 0 points. 166 grams of green beans, also 0 points. I have a 0 point dinner. My breakfast this morning is just a bowl of oatmeal. It's 40 grams of old-fashioned oats for 3 points. I've got a banana in there. My banana was heavy today, weighed out at 130 grams. 0 points for that. I have 102 milliliters of unsweetened vanilla almond milk for 0 points. And then I just sprinkled it on top with some cinnamon. I also had 31 milliliters of fat-free half and half in my coffee for 1 point. So I have a 4-point breakfast. Well, for lunch today, I'm just having some tuna fish and cottage cheese. I've got 1 packet of the Star-Kissed Hot Buffalo tuna, which is 0 points. 2 of the Wasa multi-grain bread crisps for 1 point. 2 Laughing Cow cheese wedges for 2 points. And then my 180 grams of fat-free cottage cheese is 0 points. So I have a 3-point lunch. This takes me to 7 points for the day. For dinner tonight, I am having a Subway salad. This is the rotisserie chicken salad, and I got extra meat on that. It's still all 0 points. It's just chicken and vegetables. I added the Walden Farms honey Dijon dressing, and that is also 0 points. Now, alongside of it, I'm having 33 grams of Good Thins, which is 4 points, and the brand is called Nachos hot sauce. It's a local brand here, but it is 1 point for the amount that I am using with my corn chips. So I have a 1 point dinner. I think this takes me to 8 points for the day.